And welcome everybody to this edition of From Pillar to Post. My name is Joe White. If you're watching this, I want to encourage you to please hit that like button. More importantly, hit the subscribe button. We got a lot to get into today. I took notes on this sumbitch. Joe did his homework here, folks. Joe did his fucking homework with this. Oh, man. You're going to hear a rant. You're going to hear a rant from me like you probably never heard before. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I did it anyway. I did it anyway, folks. Yes, for another video. Yes, for some clicks. Yes, for some views. I'm a whore. What can I, yes, as Stu Hart would say, that Joe White is a whore. You know, all he does is make clickbait videos. He's a whore, you know. But, I don't know where to begin with this. I really don't know where to fucking begin with this. Okay, let's start off with this. I love the original series. I, in fact, went back last night and watched the first episode of the original series of Charmed. Okay? The original version, as it were. And I'm wishing I fucking hadn't, because I don't know if it tainted this version in a way. Let's be honest, it didn't. It didn't. It's still gonna suck no matter what. Oh my god, this is horrible. I don't even know where to begin to describe this, guys. I'm not saying I'm heartbroken. Let's face it. We all knew what we were getting here. We knew we were getting the CW shows, the Arrow shows are one thing. Because Belanti and all them, I think his name is Belanti. He's in control of that, put there by Warner Brothers. He knows what to do, and he's doing a decent job. They're not the greatest things in the world. Arrow has waned some down as the seasons have gone on, but that's any TV show. The writing's bound to dwindle eventually, but this is brand new, and this was not done with Constance M. Burge, who was the original creator of Charmed. Not without her blessing. None of the original, say, 4 or 5 actresses, the one, Shannon Doherty, Holly Marie Combs, Rose McGowan, Alyssa Milano, and whoever played the 5th one when she came along. Billy, I think her name was, the other witch. By then, the show had jumped the shark. But none of them are in this. Holly Marie Combs was the one that came out against it, and now she's been proven fucking right. She's been proven right by this, folks. Let's start off at the top, shall we? Because I took notes here. Let's start off at the top. The acting in this is fucking horrible. The acting in this is fucking horrible. The best part and the best actress on this show was the one that played their mother, and she dies within 10 fucking minutes in a non-dramatic fashion. And I called it. If you go back and watch my trailer review of this yesterday, because the trailer was posted back in May, but I just now saw it yesterday before the show premiered, so I did a video on it where I critiqued the trailer. And I said it. One of them is a fucking lesbian. This is going to be a totally millennial show. And the term lit is being used. Well, the term lit wasn't used, but the millennial lingo is definitely there because the term woke was used. Oh, this is woke. Because we have no better fucking vocabulary. We look on Urban Dictionary as a thesaurus. Fuck. So I said it. One of them has to be a lesbian because that's the stereotype now. That's a stereotype. Being gay is a stereotype now, folks, in Hollywood. I have nothing against gay people. I have nothing against lesbians. Love me some lesbians. Shout out to the lesbians. But it's a fucking stereotype now to be gay or lesbian in fucking Hollywood, in our culture in general. You are no longer a movement. You are no longer a lifestyle. You are a fucking stereotype now. Hollywood has made you that way. The media has made you that way. The press has made you that way. Society in general, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, which they heavily promote during this show. Oh, that's the fucking social media thing. I'm starting to see that WWE, folks, because we talk about wrestling all the time here on this channel. WWE's not so fucking wrong when they say that social media is the key, because guess what? Everybody else thinks it is too. But getting back to this, being gay and being lesbian, guess what, folks? You've accomplished it. You've accomplished it, folks. You are now a stereotype in our culture.
A new message has arrived.
As I get a message over my Qualcomm. Anyway, I'll check it in a minute. See if it comes through on my phone here in a minute. Sorry, folks. Life of a truck driver. I'm recording this while on the road. It'll come through in a minute. Anyway. So yeah, we got the gay stereotype. One of them's a lesbian. Within the first 5 minutes of the show, that's what made me laugh so hard. Is that within the first fucking 10 minutes of the show, less than 10 minutes, I was proven right and I laughed so hard at the screen. Joe was right. One of them's a goddamn lesbian. Because we gotta check that off the fucking list. These shows, these fast food, Me Too movement, pop culture bullshit shows that they crank out now, I'm laughing just thinking about it. They sit there with a fucking checklist. Gay / lesbian, check. Urban Dictionary bullshit millennial language, check. Bad acting, check. After school special, it's after school special acting. Oh, God damn it. When will it end? When will this bullshit end? Crotchety old white guy, the Me Too thing, check. Oh God. President Trump joke. Now, I'm not a Republican, nor am I a fucking Democrat. I could care less who wins and loses, because they're all a bunch of crooks and thieves. But we got to stick the Donald Trump thing in there, because it's cool to make fun of this motherfucker. Again, it's another goddamn little stereotype. We got to make fun of the bastard. So, check. That President Trump is going to lead us to the apocalypse. And they didn't say President Trump. They just said, your current president, the fucking British Whitelighter. Have all white people in the show either be annoying as fuck or they turn out to be the bad guys. Check! This show is racist. I'm going to go ahead and say it. This show is racist against white motherfuckers. Because every goddamn honky or cracker in this motherfucker ends up being fucking annoying or they're the bad guys. What? That's what this show is saying. White people are evil. Go back and watch the goddamn pilot. The only other white dude in this motherfucker is their goddamn British Whitelighter, who is lighting the loafers, folks. Okay? So they're trying to tell you that all British people act like that. So that's a fucking, you know, I don't know if it's a racist joke, but, I mean, come on. The Brits probably have a problem with it. As a fan of British culture, I have a problem with it. But this show is racist. We're going to have 3 fucking Latinos, one of which is half black, and is dating blacks. That's another thing. The black boyfriend. Good actor. Very good. I'd like to see more of this guy. He was another okay character in this. Didn't see enough of the black boyfriend. I dug it. Oh, and here we go. While one of them is a lesbian, now we got to appeal to the nerd culture. Because that's another stereotype, millennial stereotype that we gotta sit there and I'm about as nerdy as the next guy. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. Whatever the case, if there's a difference. But that's another thing we got to do. We got to play to these audience too. It tries to service too many stereotypes, too many audiences at once. So we got to make one of these. That we got to make the Afro-Latino woman. She's got to be a geeked out scientist. And we'll get there in a minute. Oh, we'll get there, folks. Oh, we'll get there. So again, and then we go on. One of them is trying to join a sorority. She's trying to join a sorority full of uptight white people. Again, stereotyping white people. All white women must act, all blonde white women must act like oh cha, you know, have that fucking Valley Girl thing going on. And you don't want to join up with the white people. You don't want to join up with the white women. Oh, it's fucking horrible. It's racist. This show is racist. This show is fucking racist as a motherfucker towards white. If you're fucking white, you're the goddamn devil. That's what this show... We're the white devil. What is it? Quinceañera. Quinceañera. Isn't that Ace Ventura 2? Remember Ace Ventura 2? And Quinceañera, I think is what they said. White devil. That's what this fucking show is portraying white people as. White people are, oh my god, the honkies and crackers, my fellow honkies, my fellow crackers. I am so sorry for the way this show treats us. President Trump is a reference to the apocalypse here. And, yeah, because President Trump is going to lead us into the apocalypse. Sorry, guys, I got to check this message real quick, but I can... My headset cord is so long I can actually do it. All stops in the southeast are back open again after the hurricane. Okay, good. Alright, fuel stops. Sorry, I'm a truck driver for a living, for those who don't know, so I'm recording this live in my rig. So I will have to check the Qualcomm, the onboard computer, for messages here, if they come through. The Me Too movement is all over the place. The main plot of the show is the woman. Spoiler alert! Oh my God! You just listen to this instead of going and watching the show. So the main reason why they think the mother was killed, because the mother is a women's studies professor. So Me Too movement already all over the place. She's a women's studies professor. So basically, she studies the women's lib movement and how women can rise to power. Whatever. So she gets pushed out the window. And they think it's because, okay, this other student came forward saying that the white, crotchety old white man professor who's in a wheelchair sexually assaulted her. And she came forward to the female studies professor. So they had the crotchety old white man suspended, okay? Because of supposed sexual violence and sexual, you know, the Me Too movement thing happening. And because the Latino female studies professor wanted the man fired, they called it a witch hunt. And all of a sudden he, you know, hired somebody to push her out the window because of all this. That's what they think it is. They think it's a witch hunt. They call this whole thing a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt because we ain't got enough references to witches in this show. So that's how the thing starts. That's how they think the mom is killed. So basically throughout the show you got rallies, the Me Too movement rallies, because this guy shouldn't have his job back, and god damn. It's 2018. When will this shit stop, folks? Stop. You know, I go watch TV to escape all that political agenda, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC bullshit. I go to watch TV. I wanted to watch a show about witches, about the supernatural, to escape that shit. That's why I watched it. That's why I watch pro wrestling, because they sometimes deal with that shit, but more often than not, it's in tongue-in-cheek. So then they figure out, okay, we got to kill this demon, and the Whitelighter kidnaps all of them after they start using their powers. One of them can read minds. The lesbian can freeze time. The other one has the nerd has telekinesis, and the floozy can fucking read minds. Okay. Jesus Christ. So they get together. They all get, you know, tied up and thrown together by the Whitelighter, and the Whitelighter's trying to do this whole British monologue. I got to do the British monologue about your powers, but they keep interrupting him. Finally, he's like, let me fucking act here. You know, let me do my monologue. So he gets to do his monologue. And then they discover, you know, demon blood, like one of a dog, a rabid demon dog attacks the floozy in the woods. And this whole time, there's her little ex-boyfriend is telling her, don't go into the woods are dangerous. So naturally she goes in the woods. And when you figure, okay, if you're a woman in your 20s and you're walking through the fucking woods and we know you're not supposed to be in the woods, you figure they have a little smoke action in the woods. Be really dark and dreary. No, she has fucking light pylons behind her, as if the thing is a walking trail, inviting people to come in. Like it's okay to go through there. I didn't get the sense of danger at all until the dog showed up. So she gets some of the dog blood. They capture some of this dog's blood, and as it turns out, you know, the original Charmed was famous for potion making and everything. They in fact did a whole episode right after Rose McGowan's character was introduced, called, it was set in, you know, basically Rose McGowan character is trying to learn potions. Well, she screws up a potion and gets switched with Alyssa Milano's character. They switch bodies, do a whole Freaky Friday thing. So potion making is a cornerstone of the series, the original series. In fact, 9 times out of 10, they vanquished a demon by throwing a potion at him and then saying a spell. That was the formula most of the time of the show. But no, we can't get into brewing potions yet. No, we got to start off fucking dumb. We got to start off millennial. We got to start off stupid. Guess what the fucking goddamn thing to vanquish the demon is? It's fucking baking soda! Baking soda! They throw a box of Arm & Hammer at this motherfucker! Let that sink in. They throw a box of Arm & Hammer baking soda at the fucking kid, and the demon just comes rising up out of his body and goes poof into the air. Special effects and makeup are horrible. We'll get to more of that in a minute. Baking soda. Yeah, the MacGuffin throughout the MacGuffin for this episode is goddamn baking soda. So then they finally figure out that this guy, you know, it didn't get cold when this guy entered the house. When we were around this guy, it didn't get cold. Because, you know, we can't have it dry, or we can't, you know, it's got to be cold and eerie. So then they figure out that the crotchety old goddamn professor who's going around, the white guy, the old white guy in the wheelchair who's going around groping women, he's the demon. He's the demon. Meanwhile, another little subplot that's barely touched on is one of the guys, they're plastering up Me Too posters all over the college because they're trying to rally and get this professor fired. Well, one of the sisters who's plastering up posters, this other little kid runs up to him and goes, you know, he was acquitted. It's he said, she said, and blah, 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 basically defending the professor. Well, he comes charging in after they find out that the elder sister finds out that the crotchety old white guy is the demon. So she's going to confront him. While she's walking down the hall, she freezes time, and there's a water fountain. There's a random water fountain that's just spitting out water. There's nobody standing at said water fountain. There's nobody turning on the water fountain. We just are to assume that this water fountain is always running. This water fountain is always running, and it just we needed a cheesy special effect, so we had to show water frozen in time. She goes in and meets confronts the white guy. Well, this Me Too, or this the supporter of the white guy comes rushing in, and he gets stabbed by the frost giant. Yes, it's a fucking frost giant. That's another thing. Talk about horrible special effects and makeup. The crotchety old white guy rises out of his chair and turns into a fucking frost giant from Thor. Or a cross between Frost Giant and the White Walker from fucking Game of Thrones. That's what he looked like. He had ice all over his body, and he's talking like Ultron from Avengers Age of Ultron. Being all sarcastic now and everything, saying, oh, that guy's a pain in the ass, and when he kills him. And then they call the Whitelighter, and the Whitelighter heals the guy, but he doesn't, that's the only other thing that was funny, is that when he heals the little kid, he just lets him drop and gets healed. So then they vanquish the demon by saying some voodoo spell. And the Vanquish, you know, while they're vanquishing this guy, it's just a bunch of cheap-ass smoke and lighting effects. They literally put a fan in front of behind these girls, covered it up with a bunch of smoke and colored lights, and that was the Vanquish. There's no budget in this show. There's no faith in this show by CW at all. At all. This is going to get one season at best, folks. I would not be surprised if by the third episode it's canned. So then finally the thing goes poof into a bunch of like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The thing just goes poof. The original series had better special effects and it was made almost 20 years ago. In fact, it has been 20 years. The original series had better acting. Again, 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And this is the shit we get now. It's the same fucking... It doesn't matter what network it is. It's the same ABC Family, Pretty Little Liars, fast food fucking writing that we've been getting on television now for the last 10 years. And then the kid who had to be healed, he rises up and they're like, we gotta wipe his memory. Haven't you ever seen a superhero movie? We gotta wipe his memory. And then the sisters are like, no, let's not wipe his memory because nobody's gonna forgive him. Nobody's gonna think he's, nobody's gonna believe him. It's our word against his. The whole Me Too thing coming back to bite him in the ass. Again, the white man is the devil. The white people are the devil. This show is fucking racist. I'm telling you right now, it's racist against white people. As a fucking white southern honky, I am deeply fucking offended. But they treat white people in this show. I'm being dead serious about this. I mean, yeah, all joking aside, they treat white people in this show like, oh, the white man is the devil. The white man will bring on the fucking apocalypse. The white man will fucking goddamn grope you and rape you. The only other white man you can trust are the British, who acts about as queer as a $3 bill. So gay white people are the only white people you can trust, apparently. That's what this show portrays. And then at the end we get the big reveal of they contact the mother through a Ouija board. Because the half black sister was given up at birth, apparently, and never knew the mother. So, in order to contact the mother, they all sit down with a Ouija board. And they fucking contact the mother, who says, do not trust Harry, who's the Whitelighter. And all of a sudden he appears. Out of the dark. Out of the shadows. And we're left with a big cliffhanger. Oh, can we trust the Whitelighter? And then there's also a running plot with the lesbian one, because apparently after the mom dies, because there's a 3-month time skip after the mom dies. So after the mother dies, the lesbian, her lover automatically fucking leaves her ass, because that's what lesbian women do. They just up and leave you after they get what they want. So it's not really portraying gay people in a positive light either. So it's again, they went down their SJW. That's what this is. They went down their SJW checklist. Bashing the President Trump, checked. Gays and lesbians, check. Nerd, check. Urban Dictionary language, Urban Dictionary used as a thesaurus, check. Bashing white people, check. Bashing old white people, check. Bashing Republican white people, check. Again, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm fucking neutral when it comes to politics. I can't stand either one of them. They're all a bunch of old fucking white fat cats sitting up on the hill who fucking want to do nothing but make money off of us. So don't sit there and go, oh, you're just alt-left, or you're just alt-right, or maybe I'm right down the fucking middle. Can't stand any of them. I don't like talking about politics, but this show was so fucking... Oh, man. It's horrible, guys. It's fucking horrible. It's like you can't be cool and you can't get ratings unless you fucking goddamn send that SJW Me Too movement bullshit. And I do not support sexual violence. You know, for those of you who are coming out and going, you're just bashing the Me Too movement because you're just another white honky cracker who likes to go out there and fucking and bash women. No, that's not the case. I don't like fucking politics in my goddamn TV shows like this. I don't like it. Again, I watch fucking TV and I watch shows like this to escape that shit. Not to have it jammed down my throat. Not to have fucking something used as a backdrop for it. Fuck me, man. I'm getting out of here, folks. My name is Joe White. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video. Fuck me. Give me some good television.